fever. What's the deal? Back in the party place. Back in the place to be with the party people. Wine and dine on this old fever. TGIFing. You dig? On this glorious Friday, the goddamn sun kind of started to tone down a little bit. It ain't scorching like it was last week and shit. So that's a good thing. You can kind of enjoy a beautiful day without losing 50 pounds and shit. But yeah, let's do it, man. Now this one, a few things. Now this is when we start getting towards the end, or one thing about this joint here is it's not necessarily in sequential order, so it's kind of a little all over the place, but I pretty much think we're about to get into where I'm going to show you where they're showing you the a little bit more insight into how they're showing you the moon coming into fruition, and the sun. I already told you that when Mom jumped over the guy's shoulders and the DJ booth cracked, that was pretty much showing you when the cracking of the DJ booth was basically representative of the lightning that would shoot down the middle of that would shoot down. Basically, it would shoot down the middle of this, shoot from. That guy out the way. Put him right here. But yeah. So when that's representing, the sun, him jumping over the shoulders represent the light coming over the shoulders of the earth, and the crack in the booth would be the lightning coming down or whatnot. And that's when the moon would be created, or whatever, all the moisture would freeze up and create the lunar body or whatnot. But another thing I forgot to mention too, there's one part when I was telling you how the guy kept on trying to put the moves on Maddie homegirl. She kept sliding down the couch and she ended up under the arm of that guy. I was telling you that basically representing all the light, her scooching down represented when the light was scooching, all the light when it filled the top of the guy arm, because she ended up under. This would represents that cross or the T right here. This would be his arms. She represents the light scooching like this right here. But notice when she finally stopped scooching, when you look to the side of her, it's gonna be a girl with a I forgot to mention this in the other one. It's gonna be a girl with bullets wrapped around her waist, with a belt made of bullets. Maybe one thing you see this, you can look at this as a gun or whatnot. Cause everything, all the light, all the energy gonna shoot out or whatnot. But the bullets represent all that light. When all this finished moving over, first and foremost, the little specks of light that's gonna be left in the darkness right here will be the bullets or whatever. But then all the light concentrated in that one ring that last the edge would represent those bullets getting ready to shoot out. So I thought that was interesting. Real shit. I forgot to cover. But Um, so let's get me. Yeah, I ain't gonna waste too much time. So let's get to it. Then we go back to more of the Leather Man. So basically, more of the Leather Man. So basically, I'll start by he told her boy, you ain't gonna be happy till you free. And to be free, you gotta get loose. And to get loose, you gotta dance. Oh boy, tell him I can't do it. That's representing the dollar, Thomas, and the dollar. He doubting himself or whatever. I can't do it. You see, Maul got aggressive with him. He's like, "Hey, man." See, I was like, that's that old. I don't like niggas saying "can't" around me type shit. Hey, man, niggas, I can't do it. Hold up, nigga. Everybody's doing it. What the fuck you mean you can't do it? What the bullshit? Get away from me with that malarkey. He didn't say all that, but that was the nigga. You pay attention to me. Hey, man, nigga got mad. You look at him when this shit happened. That was what I noticed. That nigga got mad. That nigga was like, that nigga was like, oh boy, I can't do it. That nigga, hey, what the fuck you mean you can't do it? Everybody's doing it. Grandmas are doing it. Little kids are doing it. Fuck out of here with that stupid talk. You know, you talking to niggas like that sometimes. Snap them out of that dollar and shit. So, now what you gotta think about, understand about Marv. See, Marv is a Mexican, or he's Hispanic. Mexican or whatnot. You know, now what you gotta catch about him is, first and foremost, I don't know if you know this or not, but Hispanics have they have a real fiery nature, sexual passion or whatnot. One thing you gotta know about them. But and then what else we know about Mexicans? They like spicy food, right? Shout out to my girl Serena. Right, I gotta try to get everybody in there. But they like that's why they use him to represent the fire. That's why when he pulled up, he said fire in the front of the truck. Black truck with the fire on the front. Keep that in mind. But he represents the fire or whatever. So basically, Marv getting I hate forgetting these names, man. But him getting Buddy Rowe to loosen up. That's it because he's the sun. He's representing one of the things he's representing is the sun. When all this goes up, everything down here is left rigid and uptight, like your man's. He said, I can't do it. Because he's representing this right here, the rigidness or whatever. When the sun comes down and sinks to right here and start lifting everything up, it loosens everything up or whatever. So take soil for example. Whenever all this shit was petrified, but when this comes down, boom, and lift it up, it starts loosening it up or whatever. What I was telling you about with the melody, that's why you got to drink water, exercise and dance, or those type of things loosen up the melanin and activates the light or what. That's how you activate the light. That's why. Got grass again. That's why the sistrum or the tambourine is sacred to Isis or whatnot. It wakes things up. It just, shakes things up or whatnot. All right, so okay. So anyway, so when Marv basically started dancing, you're gonna see one scene where he jumped down that lamp and slide down. Him jumping down that lamp and sliding down is basically representing the sun shooting back downhill to loosen this shit up, loosen all this up or whatever. That's the process he's showing them. He's showing them how to loosen up. That's why they show up to slide down the lamp. And then you'll see that one scene, we're gonna jump through the roof, we're gonna split the roof open or whatever. That would pretty much be pretty much be with this right here when all this goes up and down. Or you can look at it if this is the roof of the car. When he comes down and hit this right here, and it shoots up the head, or this here comes up through the roof, or comes each one of those chakras down here comes up through the middle or whatever. So he's showing you that part. He's showing you that. Oh, that's what he's demonstrating right there. My goddamn handwriting is terrible. I didn't get that shit. But anyway, all right. So, man, he showed him how to get down or whatever, loosen up. Show him how to get his groove like Stella and shit. And then, I don't know if I said this, but when remember I told you Gus McCooler is cooler, you know, the butt talks or whatnot, but that's why he's always talking about bitch or sweet ass or whatever. But we start talking about his height. He's like, he don't talk about my height. He represents the underworld, the little people, the dwarves, the little specks of light that exist down here or whatnot. So that's back there. Been a while since I took you work too hard. I need to go back and watch and see what that is. But anyway, some shit out. But anyway, then you got the part where Shirley punch the same guy Marv was helping loose up in front of the mirrors. So she punched him in front of the mirrors because the gut punch, just like Marv was waking. I told you Marv was the sun, right? But when her punching him in the stomach represents this process too, because the moon is the mirror, and then this comes down and boom, punches him in the gut. If this was a big man, this would be the gut. And another demonstration of the loosening up process. And then your boy going there and get a jam on, and they end up leaving with the hottie or whatever. So then you gonna see a guy with a red hat and a yellow shirt. Same thing, represents the light, rolling all this is light. That, you know, this part of the movie is representing pretty much this being the last spear of light. This part of the movie pretty much representing this going up in the hill and the sun coming back down, this lifting up, different aspects, but I'll get to it. But that red and gold, that's the, you know, this is the light, all these boom, boom, boom. Then when this goes up, it goes from gold to red, it shoots up into the outside of the spear or whatever. So that's that. Then you'll see the disco balls reflecting with the red light reflecting off of them. That's the disco ball would be the moon. Open that red dot with the last spear right here goes up with the red flash, and the moon comes into existence. The red reflecting off the white or whatever. It's all that. Fairy Godmother at Midnight. I had to go ahead and watch that shit. I forgot why I said that, but of course the moon is the. I know partially why I said that. I wrote that in the notes because the fairy godmother, the glass slipper is basically the moon or whatever. And you see Floyd. There's all the flashes of red, and white. You see Floyd, white van with red with the red cop lights behind him and shit. And then you see then you see Donna. She's the when she's sneaking back in the when she's sneaking into the DJ booth. She said, "I'm Diane, the new waitress." You see, she changed clothes. She got on a black and white. That motherfucking not the last one, but that goddamn parallel world I did when I was talking about the pantomime and this shit. That shit, there's a bad motherfucker. If you know what you're looking at when you watch that shit, and you a movie buff, mind you, it was organic shit too. I didn't even really necessarily try it. But if you go back and watch that shit, and you know how to pick up on a movie from a line, just the one liner, and this shit was like the night before the full moon. That was a bad motherfucker. But the black and the white, that's Kunsu. Basically, Kunsu is a moon deity. He's in Kirit. They usually show him playing chess, black and white chess, checkerboard. The black and white checker would be the checkerboard or whatever that you see. But that's representing the white moon against the black backdrop of the sky. She said, Diane, the new waitress. The moon. Diane is a moon. It froze up. Diana is a moon goddess. That's why when you go listen to Mike with Dirty Diana represents the dark. Diana represents the moon. Dirty. When you say Dirty Diana, the dirty or the dirt, because you got a goddess called Dirty Mob. The dirt represents the bottom, the soil or the melanin. And then the moon or Diana is the moon. Diana, two forms of Annie. Annie, so you got Anna or Annie. Anna, the dog-headed ape, but it's two parts of it: the top and the bottom. The top being the light, the bottom being the darkness. Diana, Dirty Diana. Dirty Diana. That's what he's talking about. The moon in the melanin, the black and the white. Dirty Diana. Mike was on some deep shit. A lot of that nigga shit is. You should be able to tell just by like his album covers though. He had a lot of shit going on. As well as Prince. But that's why she changed her. That's why she called it Diana. But even her name in the movie, Nicole Sims, Nicole, the knee, the knees of the earth, or the knees, and the coal mine, the coal in the earth, or core, tell the L to R, the core, Nicole, no, what the fuck, this is golden. I'm gonna go watch this movie one more time and do an overview. There's a few shits on here I didn't wrote down and can't even read this shit. Start here. I'm Diane, the new matrix, waitress. Diane, like I say, Moon Kunsu. That's why she got on the black and white. She got on the Everlast shorts or whatever, representing mortality. Just to put it in a nutshell. plus referencing this is the last, coming into the last part of the creation process or whatnot, or the end of the movie. Okay, so then, all right, then you got Suzanne. Now I wrote this down. She represents scared of being the fear of change. Like I say, she was talking all that shit. Yeah, we need to loosen up and try new things and this, that, and the third. Talking shit to Carl, to Dave. Like I said, got what she asked for. Fucked around, bumped into a bitch like Jackie, and Jackie got the. I'll show you what you're looking for. And like I said, you gotta look at Jackie. When Jackie looking at that glass, when she coming down and she looking through that glass, it's like she's peering through the moon she's peering through the glass or the moon when the sun is up here above the moon, the glass moon. It'll be like you looking through the moon or whatnot. That's why she's swirling that shit in the glass, because it's representing spinning of the earth or whatever. Before it stops or the freeze up, or when it starts back spinning around or whatever. And then another reference to the sun come back down. You know, my mother told you when the sun comes back down here, the Shiva thing, when it comes back out here, boom, that's the drum. It hits the drum, boom. That's why you see Floyd playing the drums around that time. And then you see there's another scene when Dave, when he meet back up with Jackie, he passes a guy with a gold and green, dressed in green and gold, representing him passing through the heart chakra. I told you she opened his heart chakra, but that represents him passing through the heart chakra to get to her or whatnot. She represented the divine feminine or whatever, or him tapping into his feminine side or whatever. In the beginning he all rigid or whatever, and then there's one part where he said, I don't think I covered this, but in the beginning he said, I don't want to really, I'm paraphrasing people here jumping up and down like lunatics. When he say jumping up and down like lunatics, I don't know if I caught this in but when he say lunatics, first of all, if you read Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, you're gonna hear about they're gonna show you they're gonna talk about hopscotching and hopping on one foot and shit, jumping up and down like lunatics. When all this comes up, boom, that's a jump. 7 spears jump up, and then all the light goes up and jumps up, uphill, jumps up and down, or whatever, jumps up. That's the Luna, create the moon, the Luna, the T, and the Ik. Because the moon is Luna, the lunatic, where the word lunatic comes from, the lunatic. And then, of course, when all the energy goes up into Star Sirius or the top, everything freezes. Tick. You're not gonna do that thing called the tick, freeze a little bit, and everything is everything. Pop locking, the Howard Johnson, pop locking, share it to you. This outside life we living. And then Suzanne she says, I'm drunk. That's the water in the wine. She, I told y'all when the moisture, we not be lazy this time, but this is the top at first. All the melanin has the water, the moisture capturing it. When all the light starts to rise up, that moisture rises out of the melanin with it, which goes on to create the moon. But when you get this part, when all the 7 lamps, the 7 Vistal Virgins or whatever, all the lamp is fully lit up. this mist gonna be a golden, just the real Milky Way shit right here, golden whitish, uh, uh, goldish whitish or whatever. That represents the wine up here. That's been full of the Cabernet, or I'm drunk. It's full of the wine. The waft, the wine, the wafting of the wine. She says I'm drunk, and then one of them say I'm staying and opening, some shit like that. Basically, that's saying get ready to open this up, the opening of the way. So staying and opening or whatever. So when this goes all the way up, that's when the first light shoots up and these seven follow. That's the opening of the way. When this first when this first goes up, that's the opening of the way. Then the seven that comes up following it, that's the staying. But then when all these go up and go away, coming down, it opens this back up and causes it to lift back up or whatnot. Opening or illuminate the pineal gland. That's what you do when you raise your Kundalini energy up. You raise your Kundalini energy up and come back up here, you open it up. So I'm staying and opening. Of course, the way Jackie has the top of her head represents Sirius or whatever. I spoke on that already. You got Maddie on the elevator. Like I said, we represent the promiscuosity, prostitute of the great, would be the Irish broke that down or whatever. Like I say, when you're dealing with that in spiritual terms, it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to, it's representing a process of more so than just a physical act of a woman being a loose or whatnot, or entertaining more than one man or whatnot. But let me stop right there, because see, when I already did the breakdown on it, I think the show before the weekend of 4th of July, either 4th of July Friday or the Friday before that. But anyway, whenever I did that, that was deity shit. Because when you go to the Kishimoji, when you go look up Kishimoji was like another form of Lilith. But her thing was, she represents redemption, because her thing was she was a baby killer or whatever. Now we talking about, she was saved by Buddha. He saved her, but he transformed her or redeemed her and turned her into a protective kids or whatever. So me breaking that down, y'all, that day, what I actually was doing was when I was showing you know, the origin of the great harlot and breaking it down, and so you can see it past just, oh, it's the abomination and some loose woman and shit. When I was showing you the deeper, showing you that shit is this, showing you that it's basically, for one, not inherently evil, two, showing you where you can find it at in the process of creation. What I was doing was actually was redeeming that whole concept. But I'm not saying this is not, like I say, this is not about, that life ain't for every girl or whatever. Every woman ain't gotta get ass naked and be loose or whatever. But you got some women who feel the need to, those women who somehow, some way end up feeling that urge and need to entertain more than one man, or whoever, very, basically what it represents is a woman with a high sexual nature or whatever, with a strong passion or whatever. You got gods like that too, like I had to find one. But that's basically what Osiris represents anyway. Osiris, more than just him getting slaughtered and all that old shit. Osiris is the sexual deity. That's why that's the important part of, but I'm telling you about the word Paul being associated with the phallus, and the obelisk you see in Kemet, which represents the male sexual organ, all that represents Dionysus or whatever. Dionysus would be the male whore, so to speak, whatever. But basically, the story won't sound out fucked up. You think some woman eating kids. Now, a woman who doesn't like kids, see, these deities represent different parts of our psychology or whatnot. So, postpartum, when you look at, but first of all, let me get to this. So the eating of the kid, because in other deities, other versions of her, because that's just one version, it'd be like a woman who eats kids or a lion that eats babies or something like that. But basically, just like I said, this would be the mother or the big spirit. These would be the babies. And when the sun comes down and hit this and causes this to start lifting up, each one of these passing through here, that's just one way to tell a story. Another story is you'll see other stories that'll be saying you have to be forged in fire. So as opposed to, the forging of being forged in the fire be each one of these spirits being forged through the sun or the fire when it's right here. Another version of that is the babies. Each one of these is the baby being pushed through here. She's eating or inhaling or absorbing, just like you absorb food in your mouth, she's absorbing them. But then, because you would read that and be like, oh my God, what kind of genie is that? But that's why Buddha, the Buddha is the Redeemer. And basically, I'm playing the Buddha by showing you that it's basically helping you take it out of a literal sense. But at the same time, I can show you what that represents. So postpartum would be you could explain postpartum. You could explain postpartum, or that part of a woman where she gets sick of the child, or this. I would first one. I got the wrong one. But the redemption is when after each one of them passes through that process and shoots to their orbit, then that light shoots through here. That's the redemption process or whatnot. Or that's when but this is a struggle. Just like birth, when you give birth, that's what I'm gonna say too. Y'all, I'm gonna make it quick, but y'all might want to start looking into having your kids naturally at home, or get you a doula or some shit. Something ain't right about them fucking hospitals. I don't think they give autism and shit. They doing something to cause that. People, all these fucking cases of autism ain't just coming out of nowhere. I bet shit, even in the 90s you didn't see, I was gonna say the 60s and 70s, we ain't about to go that far back. Even in the 90s and 80s, you didn't see this many cases of fucking autism. All of a sudden, autism is on the rise and shit. Shit don't just happen for no reason. They doing something. But that's another story. But, fuck was I going with that? Yeah, just like birth. See, when you hear her being killing kids or hurting kids and shit, that represents the struggle, the pain of birth and shit. When this comes down, this is going up. It's a struggle. This, when the light goes up, it's just a smooth whoop, 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 and the light goes boom, bam. But when it comes back down here, bow. That's aggressive. The earth pushing up through all this, that hard, all that petrified land going up on the. That's struggle represents could be considered things that when things are coming into fruition or being born, it's always a violent process. So even that part, when you look at the Kishimoja thing, her violent nature towards kids or aggressive nature towards kids, that's what that represents, that whole process. But Buddha comes to redeem her. It makes her. So when I was doing it, when I was breaking it down, that's pretty much what I was doing, playing the Buddha role. But I didn't put it together till I done it, and then I bumped into the Kishimoji thing in my studies a little bit after that. Probably about a day or two, a couple of days after that, I said, "Oh shit, I was doing that, the Buddha thing or whatever." It's kind of hot in this motherfucker, but yeah. So that's that on that. That's she would be, because if you ain't strong enough, postpartum be the reason sometimes some women do fucked up shit to their kids and shit or whatever. So you ain't or not to be to turn it out, not some make women abort or get away from or try to have an escape. That's why after the kid is born, the woman gets close to it and comfortable. But after a minute, that's why it's good for the man to be able to take over and give her a break. Because she done dealt with the birth process, then the crying and waking up and the whole altering of her lifestyle, when especially if it's the first child. That can cause an extreme disdain for the child, if not just for a moment or for temporarily. But that's why it's good to give a woman a break, because after a minute it becomes a lot, and if she ain't strong enough, if I hear stories of women slapping their kids and shit, or babies slapping babies and losing it or whatever, that's the Kishimoji shit. So the man, or if the man ain't there, the mother or somebody, is good for the woman to have somebody to take the load off for a minute. Just like anything else, just like a fucking relationship. You don't want to be on the motherfucker 24/7. That's why it's good to have girls night out, niggas night out, or not always being up under your fucking significant other and shit, because eventually you get tired too much of that shit. Not saying you gotta, too much of being around each other too goddamn much causes conflict. But that's an example of how these deities represent certain. Cause when you start studying these motherfuckers, you're gonna see they motherfuckers are just like you. The reason I can tell you that these are just parts of our psychology, because when you start reading these motherfuckers, reading this shit, they got a movie called, I didn't watch it all, but they got a movie called The Gods Must Be Crazy. Now, I watched a little bit of it, but the movie ain't necessarily, don't necessarily correspond to what topic I'm talking about right now. At least I had to go back and give it a deeper look. I didn't even watch the whole movie, but I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing. I probably seen it when I was young, but the name always stuck out. And I watched it a little bit about a year or two ago, but I ain't go all the way through it. But that name is fitting, because once you start studying a lot of these motherfuckers, you gonna say, yeah, you gonna do some crazy shit, all kind of wild shit. Like, you think niggas, you gonna see your reflection. I don't want to say too much because I'll fuck my book up, but say something from a book. But you will see these motherfuckers. You will see just straight up nigga shit, jealousy and fucking each other's one guard fucking another guard wife, and yeah, but them motherfuckers. Once you start studying these motherfuckers, you're gonna start seeing where a lot of our pathologies and shit come from. These things are just within certain aspects of psychology. Like I say, all kind of dramas and shit. Jealousy and crazy shit. The more and more you read this shit, more and more you gonna be like, okay, this is why niggas is fucked up. Which is why eventually you're supposed to get to a level where you really when you working with this shit, it's on a peer-to-peer level as opposed to a goddamn, oh man, you falling on your knees and shit. Oh my God, so great, whoop. These motherfuckers, like Bobby said, some of these motherfuckers cutthroat, all kind of shit. Like this, yeah. So they actually got cutthroat, yeah, it's all kind of shit, wild shit, man. That nigga Bobby said the guards are like he said you have to take control of these motherfuckers. He said you can't be. It's like children. You can't, let your kids run the goddamn house. These motherfuckers are like these motherfuckers are like wild animals in an abandoned zoo. Yeah, you got. I definitely got that. I say, but anyway, I don't make it about me, but I was gonna say something. But anyway, but she tells her homegirl she went to a boogie party. The boogie, blame it on the boogie, the boogie, the bogey, the boo. That represents the bottom. They on the elevator going down. So her on the elevator going down with all the guys represents the sun coming down. It's the boo, the bogey, the bow, and the goo. The boogie, that's where the word boogie comes from. The boogie party, boogie party. She talking about some other shit, but gonna get some freak on this shit, really. Then she tell her homegirl, I'm finna split. Oh, we finna split. The split is when, this is the split. We're talking about the separation of the earth and the moon. She speaks to Elijah Muhammad. When she said that, cause after this process, after the sun comes here, and all this goes up, and it busts off, and the tip of the earth, or the bottom of the earth, shoots off of this, the center right here, which is where the sun resides at. The moon comes, so the earth comes off the top of the sun stays here and creates another orbit where it circles around this. But the earth comes off the sun, and the moon comes off the earth. Something just about to split. So she come down the elevator just like Maul came down the pole, and then that's the split. Boom. That's the sexual energy. That's where the obelisk comes from. You don't have the sunlight shining through all of it, but when it gets right here, you're gonna have the one pillar, that's the when they say ISIS refashioned the Osiris' penis out of gold. That's what it's talking about. Let me get a little closer. That light going through that center point right there in the form of a phallus. Then she with the guys in the suit with the polyester and shit, or whatnot. So yeah. Then you're gonna see the purple disco ball. The purple disco ball is, we'll say this the part of the movie where purple, violet. So bam, when it comes down here, boom. The sun hits right here. What's the first color to come through there is violet. The Roy G. Bill, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Roy G. Bill, but that's closer you get to the violet, is the purple. Reflected off of the disco ball, which would be the moon. So when that first light shoots through the middle, you're gonna that violet color would be reflected off the moon as it passes up here. There you go, right That right there, that sylph, that sylph. It's gonna be a part right around this time. Last, what time is it? They're gonna say it's 12:15. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 12:15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. That's sylph, sylphorus. All these are sylphorus. So that's when that purple comes through that, when that purple flips off the disco ball, that's this when it's still under here on its way through there. That light will be reflecting off of the moon. The moon will be the disco ball. So so that is that. And then you're gonna see the tambourine. That's when the surface of this up here will be the tambourine. When that comes down, the sun comes down and smack that. It's like your hand hitting the tambourine. Blah blah blah. Then you're gonna see the lady go down another representation of the sun going down those 7 spears in the bottom. Is when the chick with the gold hair go down the stairs to go get and end up down there with Carl. And they end up dancing down there in the root chakra. They represent sexual energy. Them two dancing at the bottom, in the bottom of the stairway, is them in the root chakra, entertaining the root chakra or whatever. Each one of them red, you can see red spots on the wall as you go downstairs. Each one of them got a lamp in it or whatnot, representing the 7 lamps or whatnot. So then you're gonna see after that oh yeah, then that's the thing too, when the fire on this truck, when this comes down, it hits that and sets that on fire, sets the surface on fire, that represents the fire on this truck, just in case I didn't want to miss that. Then you see somebody on a brown jacket with green grass. That's some shit I'm gonna have to go back and look at. But that just basically represents the brown dirt of the earth, the green grass coming into fruition or whatever. I already did that with now then you got your boy when Dave, he jumped on the dude that dressed as Tarzan. He jumped on his back. Then when he jumped on his back, he ended up sliding out and pulling off his leopard skin joint or whatever, his leopard skin toe or whatever you call that shit. That's that's another representation of the gold and the black. Him pulling off the leopard skin toga, whatever that shit is you want to call it, represents this going back. So the black and gold represents. So when it goes from here to there, you go from all gold to black with gold little spots in it, leopard little spots, and then the process continues. This would be the toga, whatever the fuck that shit is, the gown coming off of him or whatnot. It's treating right here. So they show you the different areas of different parts of the creative process in different ways. So 49, okay, right on time. Then you got after Marv win the dance contest, they're like, where you going? Well, they like, well, he want to keep dancing, so he ready to go to the after hours and shit. So he like, he's like, if we leave now, we can make it to Big Mama's by 1 o'clock and enter the dance contest or whatever. So that's the 1 o'clock. The oneness of it all now. The two becomes one or whatnot. After this. When the process finishes, this would be Big Mama's. Well, really, Big Mama would be the darkest of space or whatever. But even the Earth, you're gonna get the Earth is Big Mama or whatever, the big belly. But then this would be the 1 o'clock, the one that makes all these. That one stream of light is the common bond, that oneness between all of them. So we say 1 o'clock, Big Mama's, blah, blah, blah. Then this, when Dave hit, when Tony called, goes on flat, all four of the wheels go flat, you see the car sink. So you got this yellow car sinking down over these black wheels. That's the sun. As you already pretty much know where I'm going with this. But that's the sun coming down. Sun coming down right here, boom. That represents this part of the creation process. When that comes down, bow, falls into that circle, the sun sinks into this the same way that yellow car was sinking over those wheels. The four wheels of the car represent the four cardinal points or whatnot. So that represents the sinking process. He says, when Dave in his car, he said, you put a ding in it. Remember the bell. This is the bell. The ding, it comes out here, boom, hit that, that'll be the ding. Then it's sinking into the dung or the dungeon, the dung beetle of the skate rat puts its seeds in the dung beetle, in its dung. So the seed would be the sun, this would be the black dung of the beetle, the soot, or as we know, shit or whatever. But the sun will come down, boom, ding, into the dung of the skate rab, and it sinks just like those little particles of light right here. Well, each one of these would be the seed in the dung or whatnot. This would be on the top down here, the sparkles. Well, but the ding, so you put a ding in it. So you put a ding in it, you put a dent in it, just like the sun put a dent right there. Boom, open everything up. Then it goes into the dungeon, ding, D-I-N-G, one vowel. Put the place that with U, dung, dungeon, dungeon. You see the gold key in the background. You see that gold key in the background, that's the gold key. The light, all this is the key, the gold key. Coming down here, boom, hitting the lock, unlocking all these right here. Each one of these unlocks as it goes through there. That's the key. And then somebody, I can't remember where it come from. Somebody in the movie said, oh yeah, you gonna see something. What's that? Gray over. There's something, and they're gonna be great. I got somebody to come back. Just check these right here. Just spot check with some gray over gold. When you see some gray over gold, I got to bring my God. My note. Oh, that's the seat, the car sheet over the car. It's a gold car, but he got a gray covering over it. Gray, silver, that's the moon or whatnot. So when the sun comes down here, boom, that's the gold car with the silver covering over it. And then somebody else said, well, somebody will steal your shoes. I think they were talking about that Big Mamas. Somebody will steal your shoes. Sneak thieving ass niggas. The stealing of the shoes is basically, well, The still in the shoes, basically. These is, to mind y'all, this would be light too. I just got it right. Like, just mind y'all, this would be light, but these are the shoes. When that light is coming, going that way and that way, or it's being stolen, the outer rim is absorbing or still in the light is the shape of a shoe. Comes out and boom. So the big mama of the darkness of space that would be out here is still in the light, which is coming out in an L or a shoe shape. Somebody was stealing your shoes. That's where it comes from. And back to the shoe thing, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see you're gonna see man Dave. He gonna be holding the pepper mill, but the pepper mill gonna have a sock on it, a sock, and he gonna have a sock over it, and then he gonna have the pepper mill in the shoe. See how they get a little tricky with it, but that gray sock over the pepper mill represents the melanin over the golden light. They go the shoe, and that's the shoe right there. You'll see him at the table with the tie on his head. This would be his head. This would be that part of the tie, the long part of the tie hanging off his head, Rambo style, or whatever would be this part while he's sitting at the table. Coming down off the narcotics. The narcotics, man. And he drinking the liquor through a straw. And then Jackie hit him with the smelly sauce and wake him up. So you look at the straw, him drinking through the straw two ways. When this first goes up here and then inhales all these into the light and then pulls all these up like it's drinking through a straw. And then the sun comes down here, boom, and then pulls all these up and drinks through this straw or whatnot. So it's pulling each one of these up like it was drinking through a straw. Remember, when all this goes up, this goes to sleep, like Sleeping Beauty. This coming back down, boom, wakes it up like the smelly sauce woke up your man Dave. So then you got that's a hunger name. Tripping Mary. What the hell is Mary? Oh, Maddie and Frank kissing some shit. Oh no, that's the two girls. That's the two girls that's with Marv. That kiss represents the kiss of life. Kiss alright. The kiss of life that brings this shit back to life when it comes down here. When you see them kissing, that represents the sun kissing. That's the prince. When the kid got the kiss Sleeping Beauty, all this goes up. Sleeping Beauty goes to sleep. When the world freezes, then the son or the prince comes back down, kisses the Sleeping Beauty, and wakes it up, and pushes all this up, and whatever, brings the process back. Lilith, which would be this right here. She's represented by she's a sacred kiss, so she got something with the sacred kiss too. Then you're gonna see the rope, the Tarzan rope. That's the, that's this, the light, the rope of Tarzan. I need to stay standing up, but this is the rope or the vine that they're talking about with Jesus and all that. That's the rope. Of Tarzan, when you see Tarzan swinging on that rope, this would be Tarzan. Tar is the melanin of the earth. The Z, the letter Z is sacred to snakes because they move in a zigzagging motion. So your tar, Z, and then the on would be the light. On, city of on of a million years, on of Osiris, tar van. Then you see, you gonna see the red, I think red and white bells or balls or something like that. Bells or balls, red and white. But the red and white at that point in the movie was in around the time when you see when Donna on stage on that thing singing The Last Dance or whatnot. This the Last Dance is when this right here finally reaches this, the red and the white, or the red and the gold light, or the red and the white moon, or whatever. That's what the red and white balls represent. Then you see Donna and your man Bobby in the DJ booth dancing. That represents Sirius. She would be the feminine aspect, which would be the darkness, and he would be the little spark of light that was left behind after the sun came back down, still in the booth or whatnot. Representing representing Sirius or whatnot. And then you gonna see the silhouette, the way the scene will be set up. I can't remember how it looked, but when you see them dancing, you gonna see their silhouette. That's what it was. When they was in the booth, they gonna be in the booth dancing. You gonna see their silhouette or their shadow, and then you gonna see the crack. You gonna see the crack of the crack in the DJ booth is gonna line right up with their silhouette. That represents the crack represents the silhouette represents that part when the lightning shot back down here and woke this up. The silhouette will be the darkness. The silhouette will be the darkness up here, and the crack will be the lightning coming out of that darkness when it strikes down here or whatnot. So that pretty much does right on time almost 102. Yeah. That pretty much does the do on that one, ladies and gentlemen. But I tell you what, I'm gonna come back in probably a week or two when we get this a break. But I'm gonna do an overview of this one right here, because there's a few spots in here that I want to go back and fill in. Because I ain't watched the movie in a minute. But I ain't watched it since probably about a month. So I'm gonna come back and do one more, and maybe I can get jiggy with this next one. But we'll see. We'll see, man. But I'm definitely gonna come back and do because I still want to. Well, yeah. So I come back and do an overview of it all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this shit thus far, though. But I still want to go back. Like I said, I had to snap to the fact that this shit was a creation thing going on with it. But I want to go back to actually do a little recap on the importance of partying or loosening up or being free, whatever. Banging niggas over the head with that one more time, and I'll leave you niggas alone. But other than that, man, I hope y'all niggas enjoyed this shit thus far. I'll be back. And we'll get to it, man. So y'all niggas be light out there, man. 100.